New event, Shadows of the Dark Lord. As you and your friends prepare for a night of magical fun, you detect a cloud of unease spreading throughout the castle. With a bit of investigation and a dash of quick wit, you piece together the mystery that's putting all your professors on edge. Face your fears and complete this quest to receive a tappable enchanted candle from Professor Dumbledore. Sick, let's go! It's gonna be so fun. Let's go meet Hagrid, my boy, my main man. I really feel like celebrating today. Just give me a moment to catch my breath. There you are. It's good to see you alright. Of course, why wouldn't I be? It's nothing to worry about. I'm just glad you and your friends could meet me. I was helping set up the Hogsmeade Carnival all day, and I came home to find me garden infested. I thought you could help me with the pesky gnomes. I'll be happy to help. Of course not. I just forgot I said anything, so we can get to work, right? You're clearly hiding something, whatever it is, you can tell me. I can't get anything past you, can I? You might be right, but it's not my secret to tell. I hate to let you down. I'd tell you if I could. You'll be safe if you all stick together. It's a too beautiful a day to spend worrying, so let's have some fun to get the gnomes out. I love D-Noman as much as anyone, but Hagrid's acting a bit odd. He did say a few strange things. I knew he was hiding something, so I pushed him on it, and he said it's not his secret to tell. Then, whatever it is, it must be big. Perhaps if we talk to him a bit while we walk, he'll get comfortable enough to share the details. Brilliant, me gardens all cleared up and having a bit of fun with you is exactly what I needed. Now that we have had a bit of fun, I'll be honest and admit I was a bit out of sorts when you arrived. When dark forces are about, it's important to find a bit of light, and you have helped me do just that. I shouldn't have said that. I knew you were hiding something. If dark forces are about, you have got to tell us which and what we can do. I really didn't mean to alarm you. I got a bit of too comfortable and I oversaid. Just keep your friends close and I'm sure you'll be fine. Hurry along and find some way to enjoy this beautiful day together. Now that we are done here, everyone can come meet me in the Great Hall. I'll tell you my perfect plan. I should probably wash up at some point. Thanks for meeting me here. Hagrid was a bit in a curious mood when we helped him in the garden, but I have been thinking about what he said. He wouldn't say exactly what was going on, but he did say it was an important time to keep your friends close. I've come up with a perfect plan on how to do just that. We only have so many warm days left before the season changes, and we'll all soon be focused on our studies, so I thought we would take advantage of this last bit of nice weather with our very own Hogwarts camping trip. That's quite an idea. I'm surprised we haven't thought of that before. I've always wanted to enjoy a camping trip on Hogwarts ground. We'll get to spend time with friends, reconnect with nature, and eat delicious food cooked on an open fire. It all sounds so fun, I can't decide what I'm most excited for. Eating delicious food. I'm excited to spend time with you all, and that's what Hagrid said we should do, and frankly, I agree. I feel the same way. Camping is a perfect way to catch up and swap stories without any distractions. To make sure we fully enjoy our camping trip, it needs to be carefully planned. So let's go over everything we'll need. Alright, we have made a good list of everything we'll need for the perfect camping trip. First, we'll need to choose the perfect place to camp. You and I can handle that part. We will consult a map of the grounds and pick the perfect spot. Great, if we are doing that, we'll need someone to get the food. To feed our four of us, we'll need a lot of food. Perhaps we would better send Barnaby. That just leaves shelter. We'll need a good-sized tent to fit four of us. As you know, spending time with you all is the most excited part for me. Picking a tent that comfortably fits all of us will be an important if we hope to stay up late and talk into the night. Said she may have a lead on the perfect tent. Brilliant, then I think that's everything. Barnaby will get the food, Tulip will get the tent, and you and I will pick the best place to camp. Let's head to the library. Once we pick the ideal camping site, we'll be ready to head out on a beautiful night under the stars. Is it just me, or did Professor Snape look a bit sweaty in class? I've been studying the maps, and I'm close to finding the perfect campsite. Only, what is it? It's just the more I think about it, that what Hagrid said or didn't say, the more I'm starting to worry. I know he told us to try and enjoy the weather together, and I want to do that. But if there really are dark forces about, like Harry said, then we could all be in danger. It's reasonable to feel worried. But he also said we would be safe as long as we stick together. I plan on making sure that happens. In the meantime, we'll keep our ears to the ground. If we hear anything else strange, we will handle it together. It always feels better to acknowledge the truth rather than just pretending everything's fine. Truth is, camping night might be just the thing to get me out of my head. Then we'd better do what we came here for. I've been considering everything we wanted from our campsite, peaceful, exciting, away from the castle. Looking at these maps, there was only one location, the lake shore. The lake shore would make a great campsite. Then we're all done for. Let's check in with the others. I'm sure I didn't just hear something about the two of you going camping. You mustn't. Students should remain inside the castle, especially at night. We haven't heard any kind of official announcement. Listen to me very closely. Blah, 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 blah. What I'm about to say is of the utmost importance. I trust you'll heed my warning and that you have heard it. Stick to your dorms for now. It's not my place to spread rumors and gossip, but trust me when I say you don't want to get involved. It seems you were right when you said it was unreasonable to be worried. You're right, we still don't know what it is, but we have seen too much to just ignore it. Perhaps the best thing to do is to gather the others and stay out if they have heard anything. Find out. They have been all around the castle looking for food and shelter by now. They have heard or seen anything, we may be able to put it all together. Then I'll send word for them to meet back in the Great Hall. What? I thought that was She said Great Hall, no? I hope someone holds something. I may have eaten a bit of the food you sent me to get, of course. Thanks for meeting us. I was just about to send word when I heard from Penny. Went to the kitchens and got the finest bangos on offer. 2 roasts on our camping trip. I've got good news as well. I found the perfect tent. It's late and it looks small, but when you step inside, it's a world of its own. That's wonderful. But there's something else we wanted to talk about. You both with. I just came from the library and we received a strange warning from Madam Pince. She wouldn't go into details, but she advised us to stick to our domes for now. To be honest, I agree with her. We have been trying to make sense of it, and we wonder if you two have seen or heard anything strange. How Self spoke with the kitchens was acting a bit strange. If I promised I was stocking up reserves so I didn't have to leave my dome. He wouldn't say why though. Perhaps he thought I was training for some kind of bango eating competition. That is curious. What about you? I've heard Professor McGonagall saying something a bit strange. She told Professor Snape to meet her in her classroom later for an important meeting about student safety. I wonder if it has anything to do with what Madam Pince is sworn in. I thought it was reasonable for us to be worried before, but looking at all of this together, I'd say it's certain. Perhaps it's clearly something going on. I hate 2 minutes, but I think I have a guess. It doesn't bode well for our camping trip. I also have a guess. You two can guess all you like. It's perfectly clear to me what's going on. If you all have theories, let's hear them. Oh, I understand all your theories now. Penny thinks that there's a dangerous threat to the school and the professors are trying to keep us from panicking. Tulip thinks it's likely the professor is just preparing for a dance or a surprise party. Perhaps there's nothing going on at all and we are just all a bit confused. You'd be surprised how often that happens to me. What do you think? One of us is surely right. Based on what we have heard, I think you are right, Penny. There seems to be some kind of threat to the school. What it is exactly, we can't be sure yet, but it seems to have all the teachers on edge. As much as I hate to admit it, it seems clear to me that we could all be in considerable danger, but if there was truly imminent danger, the professors would tell us. It can't be that bad. I say we leave it to them, as they so seem to wish, and we can go enjoy our camping trip. Alright, let's find out for certain. How do you propose we do that? Eavesdrop on the conversation between Professor Snape and McGonagall. If the conversation about student safety is related to us, they are sure to reveal what's going on. Let's send 2 people though, so there's no room for misinterpretation. Brilliant, they said they were going to me in the Transfiguration classroom. We better hurry. Part 2, a bit of eavesdropping leads you to make a startling discovery as the clues come together. A quick visit from a friend in the hospital room may finally be enough for you to crack the case. Brilliant, it seems we have arrived before Professor Snape and McGonagall. The coast is clear. He's sure that they are going to meet here. I overheard Professor Snape say he wanted to talk. She told him to meet her here so they could be talk in private. All we have to do is hide, and we will show Talon the truth behind all of this. Let's hurry up and find a hiding spot. Perhaps Professor McGonagall's desk would work. It's large enough to hide us both, and we'll easily be in earshot. Brilliant, let's hide quick. How did they not see them? Did you hear that? Snape seems to think something quite dark is coming. He said rumors are often harbingers of hard truths, and that we may all be in serious danger. But Professor McGonagall said the rumors may not even be true. You heard it yourself. She told Professor Snape to carry on as if things were normal. In fact, based on what she said, I don't think we should assume there's any danger at all. It did sound that way, but still it was clear that Professor Snape didn't agree. Takes everything too seriously, you know that. It could still be a surprise party for all we know. Lucky for us, I have a brilliant plan to keep us safe on our camping trip no matter what. Hear me out, there's a powerful variation of the shield charm called Protego Maxima. If we learn that spell and cast it on our campsite, we'll be safe. If it's so powerful, it's likely a complicated spell. Quite complicated, but luckily we have got one of the best charms professors at Hogwarts has ever seen. And with his tutelage and your skill, we'll be casting Protego Maxima on our campsite in no time. It would be enough to keep my potential danger at bay, which may also put Penny's worries at ease. Let's do it. I'll track down Professor Flitwick after a quick charms lesson. Let's go learn it. We gotta duel him. Take that and that. Excuse me, Professor. I hope we are not interrupting. And we thought it might be a very useful spell to learn. You've always been so willing to help us learn outside of class. We wondered if you might teach us this. Indeed, it is the strongest version of the shield charm that exists. I'm delighted you're taking such an interest in charms, and I'd be happy to teach you the spell someday. But I'm afraid I need to focus on my dueling skills for now. Let's talk again another time. But if you don't mind me asking, so why you focus on your dueling skills now? Is there a competition coming up? I wish I could discuss it with you, but I'm afraid I can't say. Of course I can't. I accept that, sir. You're only trying to do what's best for us in the school. You have always been an understanding and respectful student. All the secrecy worries me a bit. Your heart's always in the right place, as you just proved. Perhaps I can trust you enough to reveal just a bit. But I can tell you enough to help you keep yourself safe. So the teachers are worried because of the disturbing sighting reported by a fellow student. Since the report came in, there has been some truly unsettling rumors. You'll have to excuse our secrecy, but it's hard to know what to believe right now. If the rumors are true, I haven't been put to a test like this since the First Wizarding War. Like many of your other professors, I had to fulfill my professional duties while the war raged on, but there were many challenges along the way, and we all had to be operating at the peak of our powers. You never knew what dark surprises a day may hold, and a single errant wand stroke could have meant my end. But that was a long time ago, and I have grown quite comfortable teaching lately, which is precisely why I need to practice. I must make sure my skills are up in top shape. You stay inside and keep your friends close. Let the teachers handle this. I can't believe that's all he's going to tell us. It was more than anyone else has been willing to say. What does this all have to do with the Wizarding War? I simply couldn't fathom. I just want to go camping, but instead we are chasing whispers and secrets all around the castle. Perhaps we should talk to another teacher. Based on what we have heard so far, I think the other teachers are going to be equally tight-lipped. Come to think of it, there was someone who might be able to help us. When we were in the garden, Hagrid seemed eager to discuss something, but he kept stopping himself. And he did admit that there was a secret. Perhaps now that we know most of the story, he would be willing to confirm or deny the last few details. Hagrid would be happy to fill in the remaining holes, given all we already know. I'd be a far cry from simply telling us the secret outright. I'll go now and talk to Hagrid. Thanks for meeting me. A lot's happened since we last saw each other in the garden. To be honest, my friends and I have received a series of strange warnings from several faculty members. I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. It's alright, I'm not asking you to break any promises, but all the secrecy is leading to a lot of confusion, and my friends and I aren't sure what to believe. We know a student saw something that's got everyone on edge, but we don't know what it was. As a result, Penny thinks we're all in danger, Barnaby thinks we're all confused, and nothing is going on, and Tulip thinks the teachers are planning some kind of surprise party for us. At this point, I agree with Penny, but you can see how confusing it's become for everyone. Believe me, if the rumors are true, there won't be any parties for a long time. We may be facing some of the darkest days since the darkest days I've ever seen. I can't break the promise and tell you everything, but I can tell you which of the theories is the closest. So Penny was right. We are in danger, and you have a personal history with whatever it is. It's only rumors at this point, but the possibility scares me enough to make the rumors serious. We are trying to keep things quiet because we don't know anything for certain yet. I do hate hiding things. You aren't mad at me, are you? You don't want to spread rumors before you know the truth, I understand. We want to keep the students safe, which means keeping things quiet until we know what we are dealing with. The hospital win, who's in the hospital win? That's not me story to tell. That matters between Professor Dumbledore and Mr. Cooper, I'm afraid. I should not have said that. Thanks for talking with me. I've got to hurry and check on Ben. Oh, it's nice to have visitors. Are you alright? Just a little shook up. I didn't think anyone knew I was here. It's all quite confusing. We have been getting strange warnings from all the teachers. Can you tell me what's going on? You wouldn't believe me. Perhaps it's better to keep it to myself. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. But it's not that I don't want to. It's just it's terrifying. I've been trembling since I woke up. I'm just here for you, whatever you need. I know people think I'm frightened of everything, but this was the most frightening thing I've ever seen. Do you mean to tell me you saw Voldemort by the Black Lake? Don't say his name. I was circling the lake shore, following a beautiful group of glow bugs. I heard a strange sound in the dark, so I turned to one, and there he was. He had his hood off. He had the hood of his robe pulled over his face, but there was no doubt in my mind it was him. Did he attack you? I ran for the castle as fast as I could. I must have tripped on a rock or something. I just knew Uh, no, I went down, and when I woke up, I was here. Let's create the story, Ben. Does that mean you believe me? Of course, you saw what you saw. Thanks for saying that. It means a lot. Did you tell Dumbledore all of this? Yes, he came to see me immediately. He's been quite supportive and helpful. But while you believe me, I got the impression Dumbledore's not so certain. Understand the feeling, though. I wish it wasn't true. But whatever the truth may be, just promise you'll stay away from Lakeshore until we know more. That reminds me, our friends may still be planning to go there. Hope you feel better soon. Part 3. In the lay of Ben's news, you and your friends vote on whether or not to cancel the camping trip. I've just came from sparring with Professor Flitwick. Hope you brought us all here because you're ready to go camping. Thanks for meeting me. There's something you all need to know. Important we keep this between ourselves and don't cause a panic. Slow down, he hasn't said anything yet. I've just came from visiting Ben in the hospital room. According to him, he woke up there after encountering you-know-who by the lake shore. Ben said he had his hood pulled over his face, but he's quite certain it was him. If Ben really encountered you-know-who, there's no way he would survive to tell the story. He's scared of everything. I love him, but I think his fear can cloud his judgment. Even so, I believed him, and I told him as much. He's very confident in what he saw. Cancel camping? Absolutely not. Ben didn't even see his face. There's no way we could know for sure. That's true, but there have always been rumors of you-know-who would want to be safe. Perhaps you have a point. I just don't know. It's hard to know what to think. Alright, everyone's had a chance to say their piece. It's time to put it to a vote. I still think we should cancel the trip. And I say there's no sense in canceling the trip based on rumors. There's too much uncertainty around this saying. Alright, that's one vote for canceling and one against. What about you? Have you made up your mind? My body wants to be brave, but my brain won't fall in line. Whenever I try to have a thought, you-know-who pops into my head, and the thought runs off screaming. But I do trust you. Whatever you think is best, count me in. What do you want to say? Should we cancel the camping trip or not? In the end, there's no real proof. You-know-who's out there, so let's go camping. We only have so much time left before the season changes. So that settles it. We are going camping. You really wanted to cancel? Are you going to be alright? But there's safety in numbers, I'll go. But you have to promise we'll get out of there if anything seems amiss. And if it doesn't, we'll have an unforgettable night under the stars. Now let's head off towards the lake show. Yeah, fuck that. I ain't gonna miss the chance to go camping. There you are. Nice look. This place looks brilliant. We have got the tent all set up, the fire rolling. I'd say it's time we all hunker down by the fire to roast a few bangos and tell some spooky stories. Let's all have a fire. We can tell stories, but nothing about werewolves or ghouls. That's too spooky. Penny, we are all here together. We can take care of each other. Actually, she's not the only one who's getting nervous. You are nervous? That's unlike you. I didn't think I would be, but ever since we got out here, I can't stop thinking about you-know-who. And besides, there's no way you know who's out here. It's just rumor. People always get spooked by them. Believe me, when you know who's nearby, you know it. There's no question. It brings me back to the night I saw him talking with my parents. I guess I never get over that moment. It's a long story. Why don't you tell us all about it? And perhaps it will help you remember you're not in that place anymore. You're with friends. You're safe. I'll tell you about the night I saw you know who. That's a chilling story. I didn't realize that night made such an lasting impression. All my life, I've been trying to get rid of that feeling, trying to stop feeling so vulnerable and unprepared. I do feel a bit better after talking about it. Thanks for listening. I know you all voted to come here and enjoy the night together, but after hearing that, I don't think I can do it. Get a hold of yourself. It's only a story. Let's try to be rational. Just said, fear seems like the only rational response. I thought camping would be fun, but it's starting to feel like you're all gaining up on me. Well, I'm not gaining up on you, Tulip. In fact, I'd say you make a good point. We should stay rational and not let fear get the better of us. That's why I voted to go ahead with the camping trip. Thanks for saying that. I was starting to feel like I was totally alone. I don't want to be stubborn as someone like Mueller, and I don't think any of you are one to be afraid, but I watched my parents' fear of you know who totally consume their lives for years. That's not me. I can't live like that. If I'm going to miss a night of fun with my friends, it will take a lot more than a few scary stories. Crack. Someone's coming. I heard something. I don't see anyone. There was certainly a crack. What was it? It's him. One. What? Barnaby went straight at him. The fuck? Now, have you two seen Barnaby? There's no time to waste. That sound back at our campsite was him I looked at in the shadows, and I saw he looked just like Ben said, and I could feel it that it was him. We have to hurry to safety. The shadows played tricks on you. You didn't see what you think you saw. Alright, I could be mistaken. It looked like you know who, but perhaps it was a magical disguise. Either would make more sense because it would explain why I saw something completely different. Y'all ran by state and I saw who stole us, and it wasn't you know who. Quick, it found us. That's probably just yeah. I'm so glad you all ate. I got confused when you told us to run instead of running from the nose. I ran after it. I chased that clown through the woods for a long time before I realized I was alone. When you say clown, you mean a metaphorical clown, right? A face painted into an unrelenting smile, real clown. Now I'm officially confused. None of this makes any sense. It seems we have all seen something different, so perhaps we would better start by getting our story straight. Let's all say what we saw, and when we saw it. Once we have the details, perhaps a pattern will emerge. Alright, I think I've got it. We heard a noise, looked at and saw you know who, then we all ran and escape. Tulip, when she was alone, she saw Mueller in the shadows, so she ran after us to tell us it was only her. Penny heard something coming. She looked back and saw a werewolf staring at her. So it was a boggart, and I didn't see anything not for a long time. I just ran in the dark and chased after the noise in the shadows. And I nearly won it out of the forest when I caught up to you with it, and from what you're all saying, it seems it must have been some kind of shape-shifting clown. Perhaps it was only a clown when you were alone, just went like it was only you know who when I was looking at it. Perhaps it was a werewolf when I was only looking at it. We know from our first visit to Jacob's room, you know who is my boggart. You probably all guessed by now werewolves are mine. Blimey, then we must be dealing with some kind of clown-shaped boggart. It's just a regular boggart Bonby. That makes a bit more sense. So that explains it. Ben's boggart must be you-know-who as well. That makes sense. That explains the stories swirling around the castle. Why was I the only one among us who saw and felt the pressure of you-know-who at the campsite? It was never you-know-who at all. It was the boggart. That much is more preferable than being you-know-who. But boggarts are still quite dangerous. Lucky for us, we no longer have to worry about it. I chased it to the edge of the forest and saw it vanish into Hogsmeade. That's not quite the reaction I was expecting. I chased the boggart into Hogsmeade. Means we are safe, but the unsuspecting villagers aren't. We better hurry there and deal with it. Not so fast. Boggarts are certainly less dangerous than you-know-who, but they are not so easily dispatched. There's only one spell that we will successfully banish a boggart ridiculous. We already know it perfectly. Let's head to the campsite and review the spell. We already know the... alright, it's now or never, so let's get this quick. If we encounter the boggart, it must be formidable. We should review the defensive spell as well. I'll study ridiculous with Penny and Bonby until we practice the defenses. As soon as we are all comfortable with our spells, we'll track down the boggart. I think I've got some ridiculous down, but I'm sorry to hear you're so worried. We've never confronted boggart beyond the castle walls. It won't be easy, and we won't be safe. We'll be alone with a boggart. The idea of going up against your worst fears on your own frightens me. We can do this together, I believe that. And then what others are in danger, we don't always have the luxury of being afraid. We have to act. Before we go, show me your wand movements of ridiculous. Ridiculous. Absolutely perfect. When we find the boggart, you'll just need to focus and make those exact movements. Now let's get the others and head to Hogsmeade and banish the boggart. Leading to an important decisive moment. Can you catch the boggart in time to save the Hogsmeade Carnival? Got nothing but time. Can you pull me to the festival grounds? Did you hear all about the trouble in the Three Broomstick? We've been preparing for this night. We need to find the boggart and banish it for good. Me neither, but Bonby saw it disappear into the village, so it must be somewhere. Let's ask around. I didn't see any boggart, but I got 2 leads from the villagers. There must be a disturbance at the Three Broomsticks, and people who raise voices out zonkers. We should search both locations immediately. If the boggart is there, we need to find it before it gets away. We can both search locations at the same time. I'll investigate one location with Barnaby, and Penny and Tulip can search the other. That way, each group will have a person who reviewed defensive spells in it and one who reviewed ridiculous. Now we just need to decide who goes where. I'll go to the Three Boomsticks. I've got a feeling we'll find the bugger there. That's what I was hoping you'd say. I've been meaning to grab some sugar curls. Tulip and I will go to Zonko's while you go to the Three Boomsticks. Investigate. I'm only settling my nerves, don't bother me. Villagers said there was a disturbance here earlier. Keep your eyes peeled. Looks like it's fairly calm now. I do see Lucius Malfoy, and he looks rather displeased. If he's been there long, he's sure to know if there was a disturbance recently. We should caution him immediately. And we need a moment of your time. We just need to answer a few questions before something terrible happens. There's far too many questions for me to answer over to you. Good on you to mention that your friend here is a Slytherin. I will answer one of your questions, but only one, then you must leave. This may sound odd, but have you seen any boggarts around here? Someone was just here ranting about a Dementor at the Hogsmeade Center. Everyone knows Dementors don't leave Azkaban without good reason. I highly doubt one decided to enter itself by one of the monk on the festival grounds. I've answered your questions. I've done my charity work for the day. Leave me be. Dementor was in the Hogsmeade Carnival. What are the odds it would be a Dementor and a boggart in the Hogsmeade at the same time? The Dementor has got to be our boggart. Whoever saw it must have a deathly afraid of Dementors. Exactly, if a boggart is at the Hogsmeade Carnival, it won't be long before everyone is terrified. We have to hurry to the Hogsmeade Carnival. The Dementor appeared out of nowhere. That's an interesting turn of events. It's a Dementor! No, it's a boggart. There he is. Look, Barnaby, look, the Dementor Lucius told us about. Bilton's boggart must be a Dementor. We have to do something before it hurts him. I'll cast Ridiculous. Let's do this. Over here, you think you can scare me? Blimey, that boggart's fast. I'll dodge his blast until I can get my foot in and cast Ridiculous. That was close, but I've finally got my foot in. This is my moment. Bye-bye, boggart. Ridiculous. Look at you, so ridiculous. You did it. It was a bit weird. You think that clowns are funny when they are actually terrifying beasts, but good on you. I was so frightened by that Dementor, I was totally paralyzed. I had no idea it was only a boggart. Without you, I would have met my end. You saved the Hogsmeade Carnival all on your own. And don't forget to thank Barnaby. The plane never would have worked without him. And now that the boggart's gone, the Hogsmeade Carnival can carry on as planned. We can all rest easy. There are people at Hogwarts who still don't know it was a boggart all along. They are likely to still be on high alert. I've got to hurry back to the castle and tell everyone the good news. We came as fast as we could. I didn't expect to find you here. I'm glad to see you're back on your feet. Just catching Mr. Cooper up and on your exploits in Hogsmeade Conville. I've had a word with Madam Pince, Haggard, and Belton Blimes. It seems you have been quite busy. I thought I'd better ask you all together here so that you may indulge us with your side of the story. Of course, we will tell you everything that's happened. Oh. Now that I've heard your side of the story, I can confirm the details match the reports I've heard. So, we can all rest easy. We figured out it was never who, but only a boggart. That does appear to be the case. This time, however, it seems you also ignored explicit warnings from faculty, broke school rules, and endangered your friends. I'm sorry. So you have to understand we had very little time to act. We didn't intentionally put ourselves in danger, but when we encountered it, we did our best to rise to the occasion. Given all you and your friends have said and done, it seems there was only one proper response. In light of your bravery, quick thinking in the face of adversity, and exemplary use of data, lessons, as well as the apology you just offered, acknowledging your transgressions while providing important context. I'm awarding Gryffindor 25 house points. You have owned them. You reminded us all that we must stay aware of the dangers in the world, but we cannot live lives delineated by fear. To do that would mean living a life governed by those same dark powers that would threaten us. I'm still a bit afraid of everything, but you have reminded me of the benefits of being brave. Even so, it's quite a relief to hear it was only a boggart. I don't want to think about what would have happened if who were to actually return. It's oddly comforting to hear we shared that same boggart, though. I'm touched that you believed my story, even if it was proved wrong. You're a good friend. We need good friends in dark times that remind us not to lose hope. And hope is the greatest power of them all. Without it, one is often helpless. As you have proven your ability to light a brave path for yourself and your friends, I have a gift for you. It's a special candle with a wick that will never run out. Thank you, sir. May it be a reminder of your bravery and that even in the darkest times there's light to be found. Because we cannot know what the future holds and we must stay vigilant. But for now, we can rest easy thanks to you. Sick. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time and peace.